to go ahead and start the recording so that we can share with everyone that's in our event group. And I'm going to go ahead and put all presenters on mute for a moment, and we'll have a chance to do some sharing at the end. I'm going to keep myself and Jose on speaker because we'll be doing a little bit of presenting. So, well, first of all, thank you and welcome everybody. It's really been an honor the last few days to just interact with everyone in the group online and really to just be able to share and gift to everyone, the different perspectives on choosing to be free. And we have a special presentation with Jose this evening, going to finalize our circle. And then we'll have an opportunity to do some sharing. And we'll get a chance to let you guys know about some of the things we have coming up. But I want to let you know that these 3-day challenges, as a group, what we're going to be doing is frequently doing these on a monthly basis. And so we've done these for the last 2 weeks, I believe it's been, each 2 weeks. And it's just to kind of get us jump started into it. And as we move forward, we'll be inviting guest speakers to come in with our group into some of those slots and join us on the 7 o'clock final day call to close the circle, so that we can really just, allow others to be a part of the community, to share, and also to let the community know, more about the people that we're connected with and those that we, really find to be powerful, insightful individuals in the community. So again, thank you, everyone. And I'm going to go ahead and unmute Jose. And
hello.
Hello. And we'll pin you up to the screen so when we see the video, you'll be your presentation. And I'll hand it over to you.
Thank you, sister. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us today. So grateful to be able to have these experiences with all of you. My name is Jose. I'm a Reiki practitioner. I've been a yoga instructor for about 2.5 years and a Reiki practitioner for almost 3. I really work deeply into healing and expressing myself through different techniques, so whether it be forgiveness, whether it be my daily practice, affirmations. I have different practices that have really helped me out in my life that I love to share with others and incrementally heal my process as I assist others in their healing. I kind of wanted to talk about today's video. If you guys got a chance to see it, actually, it was about expression, practice, and truth, which to me, these are very important for my freedom, for my sense of freedom at least. So I kind of just wanted to kind of bring all those 3 together and kind of just put them into, I guess, a way of saying practice expressing your truth as a way of freedom, because each one is separate, good, but all together, that's a big combo right there. So practicing always coming from a space of sharing what might be coming up for you in any situation, always being honest. I think I mentioned that earlier, being honest with yourself first, and then sharing with others from that space what's coming up for you. For me, I used to always have a fear of rejection when it came to being honest about how I might feel, and I didn't want to hurt other people's feelings, or I didn't want to not be liked. I wanted to really fit in growing up, so I remember I got used to kind of people pleasing a lot, just doing what others wanted and not really taking care of myself. So it has been a practice for me recently to really know how to say no to people. I don't want to hurt somebody's feelings, but I also want to be honoring myself and being in my truth, expressing that, as I said. So a really powerful practice for me has been, as soon as I'm aware that it's not something I want to do, it's just bringing it right up, hey, listen, I really want to say yes, but there's something in me if I don't know, or it's just I'm tired, I don't want to do it. Whatever it is really learning how to say no, so that when you say yes to something, it's really powerful. It really means yes. When you're saying yes, it means you're fully into it. That yes is all of you in there, because you already know what you want. So when you say yes to it, it's all you want. It's all that's there for you. Coming from that place of being truthful and being honest, And really, when you're sharing with others, you're giving them a chance to kind of respond with what you're sharing, because maybe otherwise they wouldn't have had the opportunity to experience what you're bringing up for them, whether it be acknowledging, like I said, it could be something that's comfortable, but it could also be practicing your truths in gratitude and gratefulness, letting others know how much they mean to you, practicing sharing that, hey, like this is helping me or this is not helping me. Um, Being able to really share with others what's in your heart and not judging it for what it is, because whatever might be coming up in the moment might not be clear in that moment, but once you're going through the whole experience, you'll be able to really grow from it and really be able to get what you need from it, which sometimes might not be clear. It might not be um, as clear what it is that the experience has for us. But as we begin to interact at a more truthful level with ourselves and with others, we'll begin to see a different part of ourselves begin to shape. Over the last year or so, I have really committed myself to truth, really in any scenario, to where I rarely have, but I still do, but now I rarely have these times where the truth, I'm scared of sharing it. But in the moment I start feeling that, now I'm more aware of it. So I'm able to say, okay, this is something that I definitely want to share because it's something that's going to help me grow. It's something that I'm able to see from a different perspective, so I'm not as scared to share. And then 9 times out of 10 when I do share, actually, to be honest, in my perspective, I think even 100 times, 100% of the time, it has not been as bad as I thought it was going to be when I was scared of it. Once I actually brought it out into the open, people were actually very receptive to my truths and to what was sitting with me, to where before I was fearing the criticism, it turned out that they actually were more supportive to me than anything. So always expressing the truth actually will surprise you sometimes, even if you have that fear, even if you're scared to do it. I remember this quote to, I forgot who it was, but it says, always speak your truth, even when your voice shakes, or even if your voice quivers. I think it was something like that. And that's something that I really have been standing for, because my life has taken a much more holiness to it. It's whole, it's complete. I don't feel left out. Like when I'm expressing something to somebody, it doesn't always land best with them, but that's not up to me how it lands with them. It's up to me that I express my truths, and that in turn allows me to feel complete, and then I can keep on living my life expressing that in whatever moment. I know that even though I don't know what the next moment might bring, I know that I am able to express my truth in that experience and always come from that place. So that's something that's always accessible here for me, in my heart, in our hearts. It's always something we're always able to tap into in any given situation, no matter how bad it might seem, or what the outcome might be. We're always able to tap into loving and caring and share from that space. From my experience, the outcome has just been continuously better and better. My life has improved on so many levels within myself. I can see myself just being much more at peace, much more at ease. I don't have as many things troubling me, just because I think I realized one of the things which was lying for me, which is a big deal. It was really hard for me to lie, even if I didn't have to. For me not to lie when it was about something big, I'd be really scared. So it had been something that used to be a very big struggle for me. So I know that practicing that can at first be something that can be scary, or it can be, it might not be something you want to do at first. But once you start taking those first steps, once you just practice it and you decide that this is what I want to do and this is what I want to live, then there might be other options, but there won't be any other options for you. It's like, hey, this is my truth. This is what it's going to be so for myself. And whatever comes around it is going to be an expression of that, because I've already decided for myself. So yeah, that's really what has been my freedom, has been expressing my truth, has been sharing, and being able to really just connecting with what I'm experiencing, so I can honor myself at all times, and then being able to feel that freedom. So any comments or anything you guys would like to share? I'm open to it. I guess I really just want to encourage everybody to practice that, being honest and honoring yourself in that way, first of all, and then being able to see that reflection with everybody else once you have that relationship with yourself. think that's it for now. Anybody have any comments or anything you wanted to say?
Yeah, Jose, I really love your message and your sharing. Very beautiful. I agree. Like, if you're not clear, what I was hearing from your share was, if you're not clear on, yourself and what's true for you, then you can't really be free in the moment. And you can't be free you can't have that peace and freedom moving throughout your day with clarity and trust that you can always open your heart and be yourself. And to me, I completely align with what you said. Like, if you're not expressing your truth, then you're really not honoring yourself, not honoring how you feel. You're not honoring what's true for you, like your existence. And I really love the message, and like, I can't say much how important that is to really connect to yourself and be clear on how you feel, and checking in with yourself, checking in with, what's moving you in your day, like what's moving in your truth, and being aware, being self-aware. I really am an advocate for it. So thank you, brother. I really appreciate it.
You're so welcome. Thank you. Love the feedback.
Hi, this is Doug, and I'm a friend of Desiree.
Hey, Doug.
I guess I can totally relate to, in fact, my journey started in like late 2008 when I decided I wanted to do something that was my passion, which is music and healing, and that went for healing my body and doing things that I thought were right for myself. And so in that journey, I realized that there was a lot of sacrifice, a lot of dedication, and if you're doing things just for money, then the thing is then it's probably not going to work very well. So I didn't think about the money. I just thought about, this is what I want to do. And so fast forward to now, it's really been an amazing journey, and it still continues. And so I would say just follow your passion, and my passion is music, healing, and really in a giving kind of relationship with people. But I agree with you. You have to learn how to say no, and do it in a way that it doesn't hurt the person when you say no. You do it in a very sacred way, so that way they understand that, no is okay,
That's powerful.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes. Welcome.
I'd like to chime in.
Yes, please.
So thank you for inviting me to be on this call. It's an honor to be here. I love Desiree. We go back a little ways. And I actually teach a course in communication. And I just want to share with you a little bit on that. And I am completely into expressing your truth. The truth will set you free. It's Oracle Delphi. So I absolutely believe in that. And honesty is vital for harmonious communications. But openness is always the challenge. So we say open when appropriate, because sometimes it's not safe to be open. And sometimes we don't always know how that's going to affect the relationships, and we want to consider all options before we express. So always honesty, always truth with yourself, but I also encourage you to sit with it until it's appropriate for you to open. You don't always have to be expressing truth if it could cause you harm. Right? If, sometimes if we say something in the wrong group of people, for example, a public affair where we might have walked into something that we didn't necessarily know we were walking into, if we expressed our truth, there could be danger there. So open when appropriate, but always honest and truthful, completely. So I honor you. Beautiful share. Thank you.
Great point. Thank you. Yes, you're welcome. Thank you too.
Yeah.
Hi, this is Jody, and that was just so perfect and beautiful of how I feel, open but appropriate, because I'm an open book, and perhaps I share too much, and then I worry, like, did I, like, I don't hold back, and I'm really open, and I want to, my big thing is living your authentic life, so being very true to yourself, but I also worry about, like, what people are they judging me, by sharing too much information? So yeah, I'm going to keep that in mind. Open, but it's appropriate.
Mm.
I love it.
Yeah, that's a good recipe for harmony.
A recipe for harmony.
Yeah.
It's like a cosmic cookbook.
Can I just speak in again on a challenge that I actually just went through this last week? So I'm reading a book on boundaries, interestingly enough, and speaking our truth has a lot to do with our boundaries or lack of boundaries. And, we learn these boundaries from our childhood, and our parents don't necessarily, or our environment doesn't necessarily teach us appropriate boundaries. So if we're uncomfortable with our truth, it's because we're uncomfortable with our boundaries. Too. So good fences make good neighbors. It's because we know where we begin and where we end and what's right and what's wrong. So we know how to groove together, if you will, and, we're working in this broken society. So if we understand boundaries for ourselves, and we know, because I had to bring bad news to two people that are very close to me that are also males that, I have abandonment issues from childhood divorce. So it was very difficult for me to step into those conversations, even though I knew I needed that for me. It was very challenging, and I had to sit with it, and I had to process all that emotion before I actually went into those conversations so that I would go into them as healthy as I could. So I wanted to express my truth, but at the same time, I didn't want to go in there and be a blabbering idiot in the expression of it, right? Because that, these are business relationships and personal relationships that didn't want to end in abandonment again. So, and it was very interesting because it was through that expression, coming through that, and my own physical body that has held on to those stories since childhood actually had a big release the day after I shared my truth and wasn't abandoned, because I managed into it till it was appropriate for me to be open, and I could control myself emotionally into it without being blameful or shameful or any of those other crazy things that we can create for ourselves. So I just, speaking on freedom, just take personal freedom on this past week too. So thank you. I'll try not to talk.
Yeah, and
Oh, share.
and I just wanted to add to that, like, I do believe it is a certain level, like you said, of responsibility when you're expressing your truth, and being responsible for how your truth lands for the other person. Like, I believe you should be intentional with, how you want your message to land and the impact like you're making on people. Because, we all make stuff up and make things mean certain things. So I do feel, like you said, like being expressing your truth, also being responsible when you're expressing your truth. And considering the impact that you're going to make on the person you're expressing to, and having it land in a loving way, so you both get it. So thank you.
Yeah,
And
there was a saying, I forgot how it went. I think it was, love without truth is, no, truth without love is hypocrisy, and love without truth is brutality. No, truth without love is brutality. Love without truth is hypocrisy. I think that's the saying.
That was really nice.
Yeah, so like truth and love, two sides of the same coin. I agree with that, definitely. For sure. Thank you, everybody, for sharing.
Share that one again, Jose.
The saying,
Yeah.
I believe it's truth or love without truth is hypocrisy.
Mm.
Truth without love is brutality.
Yeah. Nice.
How does that one sit with y'all?
Yes.
I know Dial's thinking
I like
something. That with his finger.
No, it's perfectly accurate. Like, no, I was thinking about the core of what we're kind of discussing here is like, where is that responsibility in the truth? And how do we use it effectively in our day to day? You know, how do we go about this life being an advocate for the truth that we live, the truth that lives inside of us, but also honor and remain sensitive to what's living inside of other people at the same time. And what came up for me as we were talking about it is like, I recognize that when it comes to honesty and truth, my responsibility is always to hold that on the internal frequency, where no matter what's coming up, I am the source of truth and love within my inner world. Now, in the outer world, I have found what works the most harmonious is to really listen for the invitation, because it exists, you know, within that space when you're sitting with a person, and regardless of what the situation is, they'll let you know what they're open for, you know, and then we get the opportunity to do the same thing, kind of go within and be like, hey, there's a lot of truth and love living inside of me. How best can we offer this in this moment? And then we just kind of trust into that. You know, when the words aren't our own, when they really are coming from that wellspring of truth and unconditional love inside of us, the responsibility of how it lives in the world is up to truth and love itself. Because I don't have an agenda here. You know, I'm not attempting to change anything or influence anything. I just heard this word inside of my heart and I'm saying it. I hope that helps. Like, but, and it's interesting that you brought up boundaries, because Desiree and I and Jose and Charlie, even like about a week ago, we were talking about this subject in depth, that subject of boundaries, because it is really what allows us to live our freedom in a way that's very accountable to the world that we exist in, you know, to the world that we truly live in, where there are people at different levels who are open to different things. And we get to be okay with us being just those people too. What we're open to might be a little unique, you know, and where we're willing to go in a conversation might be a bit more open, but it's the same, you know, the same material, just formed in a different way.
Principles. The same principles.
Exactly. Same principles at play, just, you know, different applications. All of us are just artists painting with the same colors.
I can definitely relate to this conversation, yes.
So there's some things that have been coming up for myself as we've been kind of bouncing back and forth to the different concepts and depth perception on the subject. And, you know, for me, I'd like to share, it was about I'll say a week and a half ago, I had the privilege of sitting with Charlie and doing an integration process that he offers. And it was really impactful for me because what it did was it exposed a different level of truth within myself that, just like you were saying, Sonia, from past experiences, childhood, or what have you, there were fragments of myself left behind in those spaces in time where they were preventing me from actually seeing my truth within. And going through that integration process and gathering some of those fragments from those spaces in time allowed me to reignite emotions in my body, and I can actually like feel like in like my this central area, the dantian, lower and middle dantian, like really just moving and opening up in a way that is giving me information about what the truth of those scenarios were, and now what I get to validate about my feelings and the stories that I created and the truth that I created those stories, and I get to, like you were saying, Jai, go back and edit those stories. And
Yes.
it's so amazing. And so through that process, for me in this last, week and a half, it's been really liberating from a different angle of freedom, because I had been practicing my own level of choosing to be free. But now with newer truths and willingness to see and have some of those veils, lifted for me, I'm able to tap in and really more at the center of my body, validate my feelings for what I'm feeling in the moment. And sometimes when I actually validate them internally, they switch to something else. They like release. And I'm like, oh, that was something I was holding on to. That's not really the true feeling that I was feeling. And then I get to enter into truth. And so it's a really amazing experience. So I just wanted to share that with you guys.
Very cool.
Wow.
I want to share something that Deepak Chopra had today on a live that I feel is very appropriate. He said, perceptions, which are what we're all speaking from, right? Our perceptions are innumerable. Awareness is one. So there's one real truth, it's in that awareness. But the perceptions are going to be based on all of our experiences that have created us up till now.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I just want to add, I feel like we do get to be flexible in truth. And like Desiree said, there's so many truths that we could be experiencing in one instantaneous moment. And they can be contradicting. You might feel like this kind of way. You might have something that, is like, I do feel this kind of way too. So I do feel like we're at a level of consciousness that we get to hold space for many truths and still be connected, to our center, to our core, to just being a witness of all these truths and validating it and knowing that everything that we're experiencing it's like a message for ourselves, and it's our truth, but it can be very flexible, it can be very changing, it can be it's always an invitation for us to explore. And I just feel like we all get to be more open and exploring these truths that's coming up for us, and not making it concrete, not making it certain, this is our truth, but being flexible and open to it changing and exploring it deeper.
Yeah.
That's a really good point. I have to go right now, but I just wanted to thank everybody for tuning in and sharing. I love all of you. And I actually just wanted to say one last thing. I took a Jail's workshop he shared with us, I think a year or two ago. He said that we all share one thing in common, and we all have our own truth. That's what unites us. I really like that. It came to mind when Charlie was talking. So thank you, Charlie, for that too. And thank you, everybody.
A whole brother.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you. You guys enjoy the rest of the call.
Okay, thank you.
Take care.
Awesome. So, is there any other comments we might have from those on the phone?
I just wanted to say thank you, and it was really beautiful.
Okay, sounds like you both want to talk. Debbie first.
I just wanted to say thank you, and I just think that the videos were over the past 3 days was just amazing and really great, introspection and reflection, and it's just beautiful. And even the conversation tonight was been really beautiful.
Amazing. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you.
And Doug, it sounded like you had something to say.
I just wanted to thank everyone for sharing and appreciate it. And I wish I could find this video about this guru who basically said on this YouTube video that everything comes from within, from inside of us, and basically the outside only exists for us, and everything is different. We create our own universe.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you, Doug. So it seems that we're coming to somewhat of a close on our shares. And so I just once again, we've all given a different level of thanks for our shares and what it is that we're bringing today, and also a little bit about what we've experienced. I'd like to give Jael and Charlie just an opportunity for those of us who don't know what they do. We had an opportunity to hear what Jose does, and also let you know about our upcoming event. So, Jael, just if you want to give us a little excerpt on what it is that you provide in our community.
Okay. Currently, I am working one-on-one with people around integration and intentional transformation. Pretty much a twofold program, one where we work on social integration of spiritual gifts and qualities, extra levels of perception, sensitivity, empathy. And then the other focuses on enhancing and refining those gifts so they're more useful, more accessible. In addition to that, I make and sell transformational jewelry. Really interesting stuff, but that's a bigger conversation. And I teach yoga. I'm putting together a few workshops and meditations and things of that nature. I also like to talk about consciousness. So if you ever want to rap, just hit me up. I will do that for hours.
Yes, you will. I can attest to that. Thank you, Jai. Charlie, would you please share as well?
Yes. I'm Charlie, and right now I'm currently, I consider myself a spiritual guide, and I'm an advocate right now for really doing more one-on-one work with people and clients. I am currently a facilitator of this amazing process that Desiree spoke about, and it's all involving going in and connecting to your truths and past experiences and trauma that you experienced in your past, and finding completion, finding resolution, leaving it behind so it's not reflecting out in your life anymore. So really, that's my main focus. And I also am working on a few classes, which is involving connection. I'm also an advocate for creating connection within my community and showing people how to really connect on a deeper level and what that looks like and what that feels like. And that's another baby of mine. So I also provide spiritual counseling and working with energy. I'm an energy healer. It's so much, but those two main things that I first talked about is like my babies right now. And I also like to talk about these subjects and talk about these themes that are current and relevant in our life, in the world today, in our consciousness. I know we all feel this big awakening in a collective as people and coming together, and I just really am an advocate for this work. So thank you.
Thank you, Charlie. And I'm not sure if our callers in today would like to share a little bit about what they're up to. So if you're open to that, I'll go ahead and call out your name, and if you are not, you can say I'll pass. But Sonia, maybe we could start with you if you would like to share.
Yeah, so it looks like I fit right in here because I'm in all of that. Yep, consciousness, expansion, intention, integration. I'm looking to bring that globally. I've been doing energetic work. That's actually how Desiree and I meet originally. I've been receiving it since I'm 18 years old, and I've been practicing for 11 years now. So, yep, that bringing consciousness into the physical reality is what I'm about. And these last couple of years, I actually have gone through huge transformation and cleaned out my life a lot, divorced, moved, actually shut down my practice, which I kind of missed, to immerse myself into the business world and marketing. And but in the process, I've actually hooked up with some really big corporate access and speaker trainings, and to bring this message really on a more of a global level. And yeah, so it's really good to connect into this group of people, because I look to be creating a lot of those joint venture opportunities with people who do get it, who can help bring it in a bigger way. So very cool. Yeah, right at home. I'm in the middle of my yoga certification right now. I also am a level 3 Qigong. I'm a licensed massage therapist. What else do I do? Yeah, yoga nidra. So we do the meditations. Yeah, loving it. Loving life, freedom. I live in freedom, and I'm blessed to be able to sit here and figure out how to go bigger with it all.
Nice.
So yeah. So thank you for the opportunity to share.
Of course. Well, thank you for sharing. So Doug and Sim, you both are on the call. I'm not sure if you're both still here, but if you would like to share, we're open to hearing.
Sure, I'm going to let Sim talk because she's really good.
Well, now there's expectations. Doug and I have really gotten out of the box. We really get guided by spirit and go with the flow, and we've been producing live music for yoga classes and meditation classes, teaching Qigong and special breathing for addiction centers is another area that we are really wanting to help more. And I'm an acupuncture physician and would, of course, love to be doing acupuncture to help people with addiction problems as well, helping people with pain and doing Reiki and being involved with and doing the music and also producing videos for people. We're working on a Qigong video right now for a Qigong master. And we're looking into solar energy and alternative energy possibilities and helping to get the word out about alternative energy, solar and wind, and open to learning more about different things that are happening in that area and about healthy eating and good food. And that probably is way too much already.
Beautiful.
Thank you. There?
Yes, thank you, Sim, for sharing. We really appreciate that. And Jody, if you'd like to share what you're up to, we'd love to hear.
Yeah. We'd love to hear. Yes. So I'm in the process of transitioning to a new career. I've been a journalist in public relations for, 10 plus years, and I just finished my associate degree in human services at Miami-Dade College, and I just started as a life coach for a nonprofit. It's the program is non-custodial parent employment program, and what the program does is help parents who don't have custody of their children to get a job or a better job so they can pay their child support and be, responsible parents. And it's helping one person at a time, but it's trying to create a shift of responsibility and taking ownership of your problems and of your situation, self-accountability. And so it's only been a month and a half, and it's been amazing already, and it's a great team, and I really love it. So I'm also finishing my life coach certification, and I'm hoping to go get my master's in social work, so I want to eventually own my own practice. And I'm going to be taking a Qigong class on Saturday, so I would like to learn more about Qigong and getting back into yoga and a healthy lifestyle. and so I can practice what I preach. So I'm just looking to build I've been in Miami for 3 years and looking to build more connections and find my tribe.
Beautiful. Thank you, Judy.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much, Desiree, for inviting me.
Of course. Okay. As we come into this close, I'll talk a little bit about what it is that I'm up to. So right now I'm teaching a summer program to at-risk children that are neglected and abused through a nonprofit organization called Handy. The program that I teach to them is called Mindful Art, and it combines meditation, qigong, and painting classes so that they can have an expression of any type of emotions that are coming out in a creative way, but they also have tools that they can use to settle down some of the emotions that happen in those environments of being neglected and abused. So that's one of the things that I'm focused on right now. In August, I'll be doing a fundraiser so that I can increase the reach for the Mindful Art program. And I'll be able to do that at the W Hotel, which is a really exciting piece that's coming up for me. I also help business entrepreneurs, business owners with consulting on organizational services. So what I like to say is I help people that are in those positions have their dreams or their visions come into reality. I take those steps and break them down into smaller chunks that are doable so they can reach the goals that they're looking to achieve. So that's a little bit about what I've been up to lately. And as a group, myself, Jael, Charlie, Jose, and we also have another person that is along with our group, Ashley. She's not able to make it here today, but she does Chinese tea ceremonies. And she will be joining us for our larger event, the mini retreat on June 15th. It's called Living the Dream.
July 15th?
I'm sorry. Yes, thank you. I've been doing that a lot. July 15th.
That's okay.
Living the Dream, reclaiming your power to create. And so what we're doing is really going through transformational processes of removing resistance and moving into empowerment about reclaiming what is our authentic birthright, is to be the highest potential creator of our experience. And we're going to do that in some fun and creative ways in a mini retreat style, which is lots of relaxation and letting go, but also having fun with some creative activities. And so it'll be a half a day, and it's here down in Pompano. And we'll post some information up on the group so you guys can have a link if you're interested in coming. Mm-hmm. And like I said, also we have our 3-day challenges that'll be coming up monthly. So we'll keep you guys posted on those as well. All right. So, well, thank you everyone again for joining, and we will see you in the near future. Thank you.
Thank you.
Desiree, nice. Thank you, guys.
I will talk to you afterwards about a connection.
Okay. Beautiful.
For your children and creativity, Disney Imagineer that I think might be a really nice, he really loves children. I just did an event with him. So
beautiful.
Yeah, let's have a talk.
All right, I'll call you. Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.